Everybody, it's Mr. DeSimone, and I'm going to take you through this week's new worksheet. This week's worksheet is on eighth rests, as you can see at the top here. An eighth rest is shown as follows in the box right below there. After the first eighth rest, practice drawing 5 more eighth rests. You can see that our little thing right here is an eighth rest. That's our little symbol for eighth rest. It's worth a half of a beat. An eighth rest has a value of 1/2 of a beat. When writing the counts, use a plus sign for the eighth notes and eighth rests. So we've practiced this before and we've seen this in our book, okay? When we speak this rhythm here, we'll speak 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Notice that 4 is a quarter note and it is only the number. And that's the way all quarter notes will be. Eighth notes will have the ands involved. Quarter notes will not. Look at number 1. Clap the rhythm of the notes while counting the beats out loud. This is a little bit tricky. You might have to do it a few times, okay? I will clap, and you're going to clap with me and say it with me. You can repeat this as many times as you need to do it. I'm going to do it slow, okay? Because I want to get it right. And if I make a mistake, I'll go back and try it again. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4. Notice for the quarter note, for this guy right here, I just said 1. Even though there's a plus under it, that is a mistake that was made by the publisher. That should be a 1 right there, okay? It should not be a plus sign. Write the counts below the notes indicated, then clap the rhythm while counting the beats out loud. More practice here. Notice that this is just the rhythm. Just like up here, it's just the rhythm. Soon we're going to get to this where it's going to have notes, but don't let that fool you. We're just talking about the rhythm right now. So we're going to write the counts in below. Now to do that, remember, just like up top here, when we write it, we have a number and the plus sign for and. If we have a quarter note, which we do in here, we have a few here, here, and here, they are just the number, okay, for their place in the measure. The 1 and, so this one would not be 1 and, this would be 1, and this would be 2 and. Here's another thing. This is in 2/4 time. So we were in 4/4 time up here. 4/4 time means that it's 4 beats in a measure, and the quarter note is the beat. So we can only have up to 4 in a measure, 4 beats. Okay? In this one, it's 2/4, so we can only have 2. So the highest you'll be able to count in each measure is 2 and. The and of 2 is as far as you can go. Remember, again, quarter notes are just the number. Here's number 4. Number 4 now has, that was in bass clef, this one's in treble clef. That doesn't really matter because you're not playing it. But look at this. Write in the counts below the notes, then add the missing bar lines. Wow. So this is another level of difficulty. Number 1, it's in 4/4. So it's in 4 beats in a measure, and the quarter note is the beat. So we're going to look at each of these notes and we're going to count, we're going to see what they are. These are obviously eighth notes because they're beamed together. Here's an eighth rest, here's an eighth note, quarter note. Okay? If I'm to count these, this first thing has to be the number 1. Because it's an eighth note, this will be an and. This would be on 2. And, because they're both eighth note values. 3. And. Here's a quarter note, 4. Okay? And if that's 4/4, boom, that's where our first bar line will go between these two quarter notes. Okay? And then draw the missing flags and beams on the eighth notes that are missing flags and beams. Okay? This one is very tough. And the reason it's tough is because not all these notes are quarter notes. Remember that you have to have 4 beats in a measure. So if I just read this the way it was, quarter note is worth 1 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not right. That's impossible. I can have up to 4 eighth notes in here. I will give you a hint. This first note is a quarter note. It has to be a quarter note. These in here and this one, you have to decide which are eighth notes and which is a quarter note. And you count, okay? You're counting to 4 each time, and then you're going to put the beam in where it belongs. You don't have to put a bar line in. The bar lines are where they're supposed to be, but you have to put them in. One big thing. When you see an eighth rest, the first thing in the measure, this note right here must be an eighth note. If an eighth rest comes first, the next note, 9 times out of 10, has to be an eighth note. Okay? This is the one that I want you to do for this week. This is more complex. It is the end of the year. We only have 1 more week after this to do these things, okay? Please make sure you try it. If there are any problems with it, let me know through Dojo or through my email if you need any help, and I will certainly contact you. Especially people who are in 3rd grade and 4th grade, because next year, when we get back, whatever it is, we're going to start hitting hard to make up what we lost on. And if you did the worksheets and you've kept up with all the ones that I've posted and the videos, you're going to be fine. If not, you have an entire summer to make yourselves right, okay? So, good luck with this. Have fun with it. Make sure you're clapping, okay? Make sure you figure it out and clap along, okay? And I will talk to you very soon.